Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Thursday, October 9th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
It's a vehicle that doesn't just make you feel nostalgic, it almost seems like it could quite literally take you back in time.
My little fellas and I just one day said, let's do something fun for Halloween.
The plan was to do the best they could to recreate the time-traveling DeLorean from the Back to the Future movies. A few years ago, John Nolan of Catalone, Nova Scotia, purchased this old Pontiac Fiero.
Like the DeLorean, it's kind of got the same shape, same appeal. It's a two-seater, rear-mounted engine.
Then he and his young sons got to work, giving it a new aluminum paint job and decorating it with whatever they could find in thrift stores and at the curbs during the annual heavy garbage pickup.
And just made a little collection, put it all together, put it out by the road, and it was a big hit. Lots of people stopped, a lot of smiles. You know, it looked really cool at night when we lit it up.
Not only does it look ready for liftoff after dark, but it has all the bells and whistles that any time traveler might need.
We had to make that because no time machine is complete without its hoverboard. And we just used an old snowboard. My little fellas painted that.
Now here's a fun fact. While the original Back to the Future movie came out in 1985 and the controls inside the DeLorean were set for that same year, I asked how old this old Pontiac Fiero happens to be. Turns out, it's a 1984. Only recently, the creator of this makeshift DeLorean decided to sell it to another fan of all things retro who lives here in Membertou.
The sales pitch was I told the fellow that it was only used from time to time, so I don't think that I was stretching the truth too much with it.
In the end, it's a nice homage to a classic movie.
I remember going to the theater with my father, and I just didn't think I'd be building one and put it in my front yard years later.
From 1985 to 2025, it's a journey that took this man back to the future and beyond. Ryan McDonald, CTV News on the Membertou First Nation.
This may look like a giant outdoor Scrabble set, but these letters are a small piece of Winnipeg and indeed Canadian history.
Here's Sears and here's the Bay, both gone companies now, part of retail history.
Now they're both part of a huge sign collection at SRS Signs. The company began its life back in 1999, servicing existing signs with burnt-out light bulbs.
I would drive around the city at night, look for signage that was out, and then I would approach the people the next day, either telling them or showing them a picture of their signage that was burnt out.
Today, the company has about 30 employees, making many of the signs you see across the city.
We've made the Winnipeg sign when it was made, and we also did the Garbage Hill sign.
But as new signs go up, old ones must come down. Like the old banner at the Burton Cummings Theatre and the Walker Theatre sign before it, plus a wide assortment of fast food, fine dining, even Winnipeg Transit signs.
And now with Winnipeg Transit changing the bus routes again to a new look, which is blue and silver, I thought before all the kids and everybody forget what they used to look like, now is a good time to get them out.
And not just out in this parking lot behind the store. Each and every one of these signs is being auctioned off, and Shane Story's collection of signs will get a lot smaller. But it's only thinning out, not vanishing completely.
Everything that you see here, I've kept my own. I have a small set of Sears letters. I kept a small set of the Bay letters. I just don't want to be a hoarder. I'm a collector.
And on October 28th, other collectors or just people looking for a connection to the past will get a chance to bring these signs home. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Emmy Bossio loves the outdoors, so whether hiking in the mountains or relaxing at the beach, the Calgary woman was always active and healthy.
I ate well, I checked all the chemicals in my cosmetics, I was very conscious about my health.
But a nagging cough wouldn't go away, and doctors noticed something wrong.
I was diagnosed at 47 with lung cancer, having never smoked.
Smoking is the leading cause of lung cancer, but number 2 is radon, an odorless radioactive gas linked to Canada's high uranium levels in soil.
The world's most radon-exposed people on this planet.
So to investigate, scientists at the University of Calgary are analyzing something unusual. toenail clippings. They say when radon is inhaled, it precipitates into solid lead, and toenails are a main place to find it.
Toenails are a very good long-term, what we call biological archive of long-term exposure.
The samples are collected and melted down to measure tiny traces of lead-210, the radioactive byproduct left behind when radon decays in the body.
And that's our clue.
Researchers also tested radon levels in participants' homes and found that higher levels of radioactive lead in toenails matched homes with elevated radon readings.
To use that information to say something about disease or exposure to toxic elements in the environment, that's where I think there's a lot of opportunity.
40 people have had their toenails analyzed so far, but new funding from the Canadian Cancer Society aims to expand the study to 10,000 participants nationwide. Promising news for some lung cancer patients who say this could lead to earlier treatments and screening.
So I think for lung cancer patients being diagnosed, there's hope. And this is one of those things that will help with hope.
And if all goes well, the hope is that a simple toenail test will ultimately save lives.
That's why these studies are so critical.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Okay, we are back here in the kitchen now, and we are making Spätzle poutine today. So this is kind of cool because German meets Canadian cuisine. Before we get to assembling the poutine, we need to learn about Spätzle. And Jen, the process to making this is quite intensive. There was many hours, labor of love here in the kitchen at Huberta's house.
Yes, absolutely. So Spätzle is a German egg noodle. It's a simple dough, water, eggs, flour, some salt. Then what we do, we make big batches. We put it through a sausage stuffer into like these extruders, and then we put those into a machine that we had specially made for this, and the hydraulic press presses it into the water. They boil, then we take them out, separate them, cool them, and freeze them.
Okay, how many people does this process take?
There's about 20 of us that do it for 9 hours on one Sunday in September.
Anya, what has the feedback been like? You guys have been serving this here for the past 3 years or so.
Yes, well, they love it. Everybody loves it, including me. And especially when you've had maybe a little bit to drink, this just hits so different. And poutine is just really, just hits the spot, you know?
It's the perfect dish. Okay, let's make it. So you guys talk me through this.
Okay, we're gonna start with the Spätzle. So here we go. Put like, I don't know, maybe 2.
Yeah, we need a good amount.
So we're making a hefty poutine.
Okay, perfect. That looks good. There's our base.
Yeah, I'll do some sausage. So you can get any choice of meat. You can get schnitzel, sausage, or roll braten.
I'll let you do the cheese. I'll top it off with the gravy here. Okay, that looks so good.
That looks delicious, actually.
And then we're just going in with the final touch. How much would you guys say? Like,
don't be shy, girl.
Okay. Look how good that looks.
Good.
Oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
It just looks
okay, now we have to try our dish, of course. Now I need to make sure I get some Spätzle,
We need a little bit of
a little cheese, and the sausage as well. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for having me. Prost.
After waiting in long lines all morning, friends Alex and Grace are eager to get their resumes into the hands of a potential employer.
It's really difficult, especially online. You get like ghosted a lot. No one really answers you when you apply, so I'm not getting no's, but I'm also not getting a yes.
The pair of recent graduates say over the past year, they've lost count of how many jobs they've applied to.
Probably hundreds.
I was going to say close to the 100 range.
At the Rogers Centre, Ottawa, Wednesday morning, they were among hundreds attending a career fair, hoping to get a job.
It's very difficult, it's very competitive, so much applicant on one position, and even you're selected for the interview, you're most likely not selected for the next round of hiring process.
Those looking to hire say many applicants are not suited to the jobs available.
We haven't been experienced a lot of the skilled trades coming to our booth. So it's definitely my push to try and educate as many people as I can of the benefits of getting into a skilled trade and working for the Government of Canada and the National Department of National Defence.
Our goal here today is to expand our offices and services into Ottawa, so we're looking to hire some people with military experience.
At the end of August, Statistics Canada said Ottawa's unemployment rate sat at 6.8%. Nationally, that number is even higher at 7.1%. Employers in attendance with jobs ready to be filled by the right candidate.
We are seeing a lot of people who are completely changing industries because they're not able to find employment where they currently are.
A lot of IT or administration roles, resumes coming through, or what do you have for me? We'll take anything.
It's just pretty disheartening too. You like spend all that time, you know, I've done 2 degrees technically now, and then to have this much trouble to find a job after.
The job market even tougher for young people. Nationally over the summer, the unemployment rate for students aged 15 to 24 was 17.9%, the highest rate since the summer of 2009, excluding 2020 during the pandemic.
3 years ago, a stroke changed everything for Michael Lavigne. Since then, every step toward recovery has been a battle. This week, he finally won one. Connie Auger has hardened her son will soon get the cataract surgery he's been waiting for.
We were losing hope, everything. It's what we needed. It gives us hope, you know, and it gives Michael hope, and that's the most important thing.
Michael is a former firefighter, but he's been bedridden since he had the stroke. Now his mother and his sister Tammy care for him full-time. For years, hospitals said they could do the surgery, but not the testing required beforehand. No clinic could accommodate the special lift system needed for his transport.
It's not there. There's gotta be others. Why is it the system is that way?
That is until someone saw his story on CTV News.
We know that it's not easy to get transportation, so I said, well, we'll try and we see what we can do to help.
Salutem, a private transport company in Ontario, offered to drive Michael free of charge. At Tuesday's preliminary testing, the family got confirmation surgery will go ahead. A date has yet to be set. For them, it's a huge relief, but also another challenge. At 51, Michael isn't covered for cataract surgery under Quebec's health plan. $1,600 is money they say they don't have.
I don't know what we're going to do because the government's not giving me a cent, being his primary caregiver, and I'm scared.
She adds that Michael's disability benefits, just $900 a month, aren't nearly enough.
People like Mike are just forgotten.
An advocacy group for people with disabilities says his case isn't unique.
I'm sure that it happened in the past where persons like him needed those type of exams, could not get them, and they just gave it up because it's too heavy a fight to carry on.
CTV News reached out to the health ministry but did not receive a response in time for this broadcast. Still, Michael's family is focused on what comes next.
I love him to death. Yeah. My baby boy.
After years in the dark, Michael is dreaming about seeing again and enjoying life's simple moments. Laurence Brisson-Dubreuil, CTV News.
Those little whimpers are from one of 8 puppies left at the front of Southeast Middlesex Animal Shelter west of Glencoe. The pups, believed to be German Shepherd or German Shepherd mix, are newborn and don't have their eyes open yet. They were found Saturday morning in a taped-up cardboard box inside a parcel drop-off container near the driveway of the property. The operators of the shelter believe someone wanted to find a good home for the pups, but warn they don't always check the container. They don't encourage drop-offs, but say if it does happen, it's best to leave an anonymous warning ahead of time. The pups are healthy and eating well and should be ready for adoption in about 8 weeks.
Art imitating nature in the Weston neighborhood.
Ultimately, I decided to make a painting that reflects the Humber River, but specifically I was interested in the wind and how we experience the wind, how it affects us, and how it goes through us.
This 4,000 square foot wall located at the Weston Go Up Express station is set to become a massive mural by local artist Moises Frank.
So this first part is kind of like the underpainting, just kind of putting like washes of color down on the wall, making sure my shapes are right and the colors feel like they're starting to be balanced.
We approached the city councilor saying we wanted to create more civic pride, a sense of community, and we decided the best way to do that is just to create something really beautiful for the city.
The design concept is a combination of nature and wildlife that the community coexists with.
They sent me like this really really beautiful brief, which was like kind of refreshing to see something like that was very open but still consistent with what they were looking for.
The finished piece, a gift to the neighborhood Frank calls home.
Talking about it and seeing it as a painting versus a mural. And when I started to see it like that, it was like I felt like the community can have more of a sense of ownership of like there is this beautiful massive painting that we as a community own.
The mural here at the West and Go Up Express station is expected to be done mid-November and ready for the whole community to enjoy. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Nearly 1 million Canadians are living with heart failure, many waiting for a transplant that may never come.
Many of them never make it to actually get that good news, that phone call that we found a heart for you. So this will provide hope for them that there will be a heart.
That hope is care of a new procedure Dr. Syed Ali Reza Rabi performed in early September at Toronto General Hospital. A heart transplant from a donor whose heart had stopped beating. The first time this cutting-edge procedure has been performed in Canada.
The heart is warm, meaning that it's not cooled to protect it, and it is not getting oxygen or nutrients. So this is a vulnerable time for heart. So we have to take that heart out and through special techniques, preserve it, bring it back, and put it in the person and hope that the heart starts beating.
Typically, heart donations come from people who are brain dead, but oxygen is still circulating in the body and their organs are still functioning. This procedure, first pioneered in Australia a decade ago, will open the pool of possible donors, and early data suggests the outcomes are similar.
And it looks like there is no difference between the outcome of the hearts of people who've received hearts from a traditional brain dead donor versus circulatory dead donor.
Right now, who is eligible for this procedure depends on where they live, as doctors don't want the donated heart to be outside of the body for more than an hour. But there is hope as new technology becomes available. Hearts will be able to travel anywhere in Canada, saving many more lives. Heather Wright, CTV News.
This year was the first opportunity for community leaders in Prince Albert to participate in the Sanctum Care Group 36 Hours for Homelessness Challenge. Boreal Healthcare Foundation CEO Cody Barnett was one of the 10 who took part in the Prince Albert Challenge. He partnered with another participant and they were instructed to live as an HIV-positive couple for 36 hours on the street.
My partner, who ended up being Brittany Szymanski, one of the maternity unit nurses at the Victoria Hospital, she and I were partners in our profiles. She was 5 months pregnant and we were houseless.
Barnett says he was shocked by how long it takes to access housing support after going through the paperwork himself.
Even if I did everything perfectly, I was looking at 6 to 8 weeks till I had income and housing. So that was pretty eye-opening.
Prince Albert organizer Brittany Acorn says Prince Albert's first challenge required a lot of preparation. She wanted to bring the challenge to Prince Albert after seeing it done previous years in Saskatoon, hoping to highlight how each city has its own challenges.
Understanding the difference between kind of the bigger city living and what resources are readily available versus to maybe our northern location and how that differs. We also really see a transient population here in Prince Albert. And that plays a fact into our resources.
Saskatoon's challenge took place shortly after Prince Albert's, and Mayor Cynthia Block participated. She says it was intense on every level.
We have to reconsider how we are approaching drop-in centers when it comes to the vulnerability of women. That was very palpable in understanding the unique vulnerabilities that happen at night in our city.
Acorn says that Prince Albert will join the challenge again next year, and preparations are already underway. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
The kitchen is buzzing. Volunteers are preparing meals for about 200 people.
I'm chopping and peeling potatoes. It's going great so far.
We've got some ham, mashed potatoes, some roasted veggies, I think some carrots and turnips. We're going to be doing some stuffing and gravy, so all the fixings, and some pumpkin pie and whipped cream for dessert.
The Gathering Place holds a Thanksgiving lunch every year to help those in need. But last year, the organization was the one to fall on hard times. In 2024, meals were reduced to just one a day, and several staff members were let go.
We're in a better position this year than we were last year because we've cut the expenses a lot. We've cut where we could and made changes where we had to, and we're satisfied with what we've done.
The board admitted a major misstep was not paying remittance to Revenue Canada, The money owed was related to payroll, meaning the organization was withholding income tax from employees, but not sending it to the government.
We still owe the CRA some money, and we're trying to pay it down as quick as we can. But it's been difficult because when you lack money coming in, it's hard to put the money out the door.
While the financial issues have made their work harder, the gathering place is still making sure Thanksgathering takes place.
20% of our people are from the street. The other 80%, they have a place to put their head at night.
Just kind of supporting, volunteering whenever we can. There wasn't really a catalyst. They've always done amazing work in our community.
Meals will be served Friday from 11:30 to 1:30 with takeout options available. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
And under.
When it comes to tying ties,
once you do this a couple thousand times,
Bob Lamb doesn't really need a mirror.
You can do it in your sleep.
He first learned when he was little and mastered it after becoming a banker.
Wore a tie every day I worked for 60-odd years.
Bob also wore a tie that day he married his wife, Marnie.
He had to fit into a very conservative business role, but he was secretly a bit of a rebel.
When he wasn't conspiring with his co-workers to wear bow ties every Thursday, which earned him a nickname,
Bob, Bow Tie Bob.
Bob was running the Boston Marathon in a suit and tie.
You can do it the hard way or you can do it the fun way.
When Bob retired, he gifted or donated many of the more than 50 ties he no longer needed, until a flowering tree that was pruned too hard left them with a bunch of bare branches.
So Bob came up with the idea of, let's hang a few ties on it. And then it just kind of blossomed from there.
Although there were few floral print ties in Bob's remaining collection, he and Marnie ensured the tree proliferated with plaids and paisleys and bloomed with bow ties all year round.
So the ties brought it back to life.
But then, thanks to strangers walking by, the tie tree took on a life of its own.
And all of a sudden, ties were appearing. People would stop by, and I would encourage, just add to the collection.
They've ranged from other seniors celebrating retirement to a private school student marking her graduation.
It's been a source of joy just for us, but also people walking by. So I think the tree's happy.
And like this one tie Bob has kept, featuring the lyrics to John Lennon's Imagine, he hopes that all the people will someday join him.
To just share the love and the joy and
realize that while some may see a tie as constricting, it can also blossom into something uniting. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.